What's up, geeks and gamers, and welcome back to Game of Geeks. I'm Lethal Lightning, and we have more leaks for the new Spider-Man Ps5 game that's going to be coming out in the relative near future. Now, the title of this game's still up in the air. Is it going to be called Marvel Spider-Man 2? Is it going to be called Spider-Man Ps5? We don't really know, but there's been quite a lot of leaks over the last few months. None of them have contradicted each other yet. Now we got some new ones here, which still kind of fall in line with what we've heard before. Now, do keep in mind, this is just leaks, rumors. It's not official. However, it is extremely detailed. Now, the thing of it being extremely detailed is, if it's proven wrong, there's no room for misinterpretation of the leaks. It's just outright wrong. But if this is true, this game's going to be an absolute beast. And look, one way or another, I am really looking forward to the new Spider-Man game. I loved the PS4 one, thought it was amazing, and I can't wait to get my hands on this one. Now let's just jump right into these leaks, because this contains some badass stuff, including things like Morbius, Mysterio, Black Symbiote Suit Spider-Man. All great, so let's go. So they've just had a story/text showreel discussion meeting over on Zoom. He's talking about their developers, Insomniac, and my contact has shared everything from the main speaker discussed and what was shown. I made sure that they took notes of the important bits, plenty of story too. It was about an hour or so long, so strap in. Here's what they had to say, with other details being added in after a phone call between us. Now, we can confirm that there was actually a Zoom call that took place with a few people from Insomniac, so that's this right here. This is all legit. But I'm not going to go over absolutely everything in here because it's kind of long. So I'm just going to touch on a few things over in it and give you my thoughts on it. So the first thing to start off with is the opening cutscene. So the game begins with a flyby through the city showcasing the winter environment. We did hear there was going to be a heavy emphasis on the winter environment in this game. Leading to an apartment, Peter is in there he's in MJ's apartment and they're video calling. The scene elaborates on MJ's whereabouts, and we see that Peter Parker is once again working as a photographer for the Daily Bugle, and that J. Jonah Jameson, who, if you remember in the first game, had a bit more of a podcasting thing going on, he's gone back to his classic job. They do go on to say that they enjoyed the podcast aspect of the character, but they wanted to bring it back more to the roots. So MJ gets a little bit grumpy that J. Jonah Jameson is back at the job, and they go from there. So now we're going to talk about a few of the mechanics, which is to do with the fact that this game is going to be taking over the place of winter. So you got Spider-Man on top of a building, and snow is accumulating on his suit, and as you move, it falls off. Peter walking through New York as himself, that's pretty cool. We don't really do a whole lot of that in the first game. There was some sections of just Peter, but not a whole lot. Now, snow is accumulating on his jacket, footprints in the snow are present, both the player as well as the citizens are walking around. There's 3 different types of weathers shown, including light rain, snow rain, and heavy snow. Speaker says there's about 7 dynamic weathers in the game. That's pretty cool. I don't want to go through all this because there's quite a bit there. However, dynamic missions. Now, the speaker really turned on the charm for the next one and was pretty proud of what they had in the store. So we got balloon missions in the first. Spider-Man grabs a balloon caught on a flagpole, a balloon flying away in the air, and a balloon that was caught in a helicopter. Yes, a helicopter. The landing gear specifically. These are definitely callback to a Spider-Man 2 movie tie-in game. This kind of sounds what they did in the the PS4 Spider-Man game with the pigeons, so a whole lot of that type of stuff. Now, this one does sound cool to me. Construction work is hanging onto ledges and falling off buildings, people needing to be brought into the hospital, as well as rescuing people from burning buildings, as some examples are shown. Now, the speaker says that small missions like this to help illustrate the whole friendly neighborhood aspect of Spider-Man, and he's pretty confident that players will react positive to this based on the feedback of the first game. I would react pretty positive to that, to be honest. That all does sound pretty cool. Now, we're going to go on to a little bit on the side missions. So there is a fight Mysterio shown, even though it's very briefly, on the Statue of Liberty. Not sure if this was another reference to Spider-Man 2, but the fight looked very different from that game, so that's pretty cool with all that. There's talk of a certain lawyer in Hell's Kitchen. Daredevil will most likely make an appearance, if not at the very least mentioned. And there's also talk of a fantastic fiery personality making an appearance as well, or being mentioned. Now, I would hope to think they are actually an appearance in the game. The first game, or the PS4 game, had a lot of references to other Marvel characters, like there was the Avengers Tower, there was a reference to Daredevil, I believe there was one to Doctor Strange as well, if I remember right. So it would be pretty cool to see a few of these characters in the game now, and I think someone like Daredevil, for me personally, I would love to see Daredevil in this game. That would be absolutely awesome. Now let's talk more cutscenes in the game that include an argument with Eddie Brock and J. Jonah Jameson, where Peter catching the tail end of it. And there's a major cutscene here in an alleyway. A giant squirming blob of a symbiote lays on the ground as Spider-Man approaches it. This is definitely not Venom, but it's definitely a symbiote. My contact described it as a proto-Venom. Some specific dialogue taken from Peter, transcribed poorly by me. I'm sure that Yuri knocked it out of the park though. That's pretty cool. And they go on to talk about Norman and Harry Osborn in this section as well. So if you remember how the first game ended, pretty cool, man. Now this is where it just sounds oh so good. Mechanics for the black suit. A few still images of the classic black suit are shown and everyone in the Zoom clapped for it. Suffice to say they wanted the black suit just as much as the fans did, so they're doing something right here. Whew, that is good. Now they talk of the suit being shown for the first time in the meeting and all that, but then it goes on to talk about the mechanics of the black suit. So this black suit's going to have its own mechanics in the game, apparently. So the contact has said that they tried not to entirely copy Web of Shadows, but they did take inspiration from the combat system when switching the suit. Arkham Knight style combat similar to the PS4 Spider-Man was shown. Precision, combos and key presses and dodging are once again the focus of fighting without the symbiote suit. Okay, pretty cool. Now however, when using the symbiote suit, certain elements are removed for more, quote, fluid combat, which is described as being more powerful, faster attacks and less dodging. Players zip from enemy to enemy and can attack multiple enemies at once by using certain symbiote abilities. Now they also go on to talk about how symbiote suits will have its own skill tree and its own skills that you can learn and unlock. Pretty cool with that. I do love the concept of that. And they talk a little bit more about the cutscenes here that show Peter talking with Miles and a bit more of Norman Osborn. So stuff like that. I don't really want to touch on too much of that type of stuff. You can read this for yourself. And now here's the wrap up. One last thing was shown. Free images for a wave of DLC. Presumably just like how there were free DLCs in the last game. Now I do want to say right now, as much as I enjoyed the DLCs on the last game, they were really short and I thought it wasn't entirely worth all the dollars you spent to unlock them. While they were fun, it was just extremely short and it didn't up the level tree or anything like that, so, or even the level cap, so it was a bit whatever with that. But now, Morbius, Carnage and Wraith seems like the theme of the DLCs are killers and redemption, depending on who Carnage is. My contact says they're leaning towards Peter Parker Carnage. Don't know how I feel about that. And you would be playing as Miles in this situation. But this is the concept stage and I've not fully decided on that yet. Now they were originally planning on revealing it over the summer, but now due to the situation we are all facing, they're pushing it back to late summer, August most likely, or potentially even later, depending on how the situation develops. Release remains holiday 2021. Oh boy, so there really is a lot in here. This is the most detailed leak for the new Spider-Man game so far. Like I said, it's extremely detailed and it feels like this could be someone that's just so bored from all the self-isolation that they've just written this up. But like I said, the Zoom meeting, it did take place. We can confirm that. And if this is all true, it's going to be good. But one way or another, I'm pretty confident this game will end up being great either way. But this all sounds really good to me, if it's true. But what do you guys think about this? Did you like these potential leaks / rumors? Are you looking forward to the new Spider-Man game? Let me know in the comment section down below. Be sure to subscribe to Gaming with Geeks. Check out geeksandgamers.com. Stay safe, take care of yourself, and I will see you all in the next video. Uru!